Hey guys, it's M4J here and welcome to a brand new series. This is Motorsport Manager. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? This was originally a mobile game. Came out in 2015 and November of last year, 2016, it was released on PC. This is my kind of game. Those of you who watch my channel, you know I like Football Manager. I like this sort of strategy simulation kind of game. I kind of prefer this kind of game over games like FIFA. I like having control of the players, but at the same time I like having the control of the actual team as well. It's one of the reasons I love Football Manager so much. Now this is made by a different company to Football Manager, but it is published by the same company. It's published by Sega, so you might see some adverts for Football Manager around the game. They're not made by the same developers though, they are made by different companies, but it's to a very similar style. So you'll see what I mean in a minute once we actually get going. You can also tell when you play the game that it was originally a mobile game. That's nothing against the game whatsoever. I think it's a really nice game. In fact, I think it's really good that they've kept some of those unique elements from the game as well, because that's what made it popular. So you might as well stick with them. We're not going to talk too much more about this. We're going to get started as soon as possible. You can see I had a little test game that I had going. It wasn't going very well. We're going to start a new career. Now actually, medium length sessions is probably good for me. I don't want to start with tutorials. Do I want any of these? What ones am I subscribed to? None. I don't really want real sponsors or anything like that. In fact, let's have a look at the workshop before we get into this, shall we? So let's say politics, chairman, media, weather, headquarters. What's this all about? There's nothing there. Teams. Okay, F1 2004 Minimod, 2006 Legends. Not really interested in anything like that. General. What have we got here? Same again. Stats progressor. What does this do? If you like to play with young guns, you should add this mod. Oh, so it just, yeah, okay. It increases the rate in which. Okay. Staff. Now I have a feeling this is, like, you can add real life staff. I don't want to start in 2004. Why would I want to start in 2004? Yeah, it doesn't look like any of these are that interesting. Although these are mods. Maybe I should look at assets. What have we got here? Headquarters. Design center in a box. Yeah, I don't want that. Cars. No. Logos. Penalty. Liveries. Livery pack. Don't really want any of that either. And that's stuff that I've made. Okay. What about extra content? Create new team. I've already got that one. GT series. Livery pack. There's more coming soon. Okie dokie. Alright, let's get started then. So, as I say, we're going to go with medium sessions. Autosave on. Tutorials off. Currency, we're going to go with pounds because I'm British. Date, month, year. Same reason. I'm British. Continue. Okay, here's where it starts to get involved. Create myself. Date of birth. I don't mind you knowing that, I suppose. I mean, I do it on Football Manager anyway, so 22nd of the 1st, 93. Thank you, not 96. I'm from the UK. Now this is important. We'll worry about this in a second. Let's get my appearance right first, shall we? I mean, this looks nothing like me. It never does. I always set out with the intention of it looking like me and end up with it looking absolutely nothing like me. No, I'm more of that. I have these gaps here which really annoy me. Yep, still got the gaps. Let's have a look at hairstyle again. I have curly hair. I'm not bald. Who in their right mind would have that? I like that one. We'll go with that. Right, backstory. Now this dictates whether or not you get boosts in certain areas. So if you're an ex-driver, your driver feedback rating goes up +3, and your driver stat improvement rate increased. If you're an ex-engineer, your part design time takes 1 day less. If you're ex-financial, then your payments go down by 5%. If you're ex-politico, voting power +4 each season, vote proposals free of charge, which normally cost £1 million, or unknown. I normally would go with ex-engineer, because that is me. I'm an ex-engineer. But the benefits, you only get one benefit from it. But then you can get parts ready in time for a race. Yeah, I'm just going to do ex-engineer. Glasses. No, I don't want to wear glasses. Right. Create new team. That's what we're going to be doing. We want to go in probably tier 3 to start with. This is the equivalent of F1. This is what I did before. But actually, I didn't do very well. I came last pretty much every race. So you want to go low tier. You can see it ranks up each time. So this, I believe you're allowed refueling. Where does it say that? Road tyres, Brutus tyres, real safety car. Yeah, refueling. Fuel tanks can last up to 40% of race distance. This guarantees that teams need to make at least 2 pit stops during a race. In comparison to a championship without refueling, this costs 20,000 per race. So it does cost money, but it adds to the entertainment, whether or not your driver's going to run out of fuel. It's one thing I hated about the World Championship Series, is I had cars that weren't built to last the race. I would run out of fuel with about 2 or 3 laps to go, trying to stay competitive. The option there is don't be competitive, but then you just finish last anyway. The tyres one is quite important, but it's pretty bog standard. You get certain amounts of tyres per type, pre-distributed tyre compounds, so they're decided before the race by the Global Motorsport Association, kind of the same with F1. 2 dry weather tyre compounds, so like soft, super soft, they're 2 different compounds, and then you have intermediates, then you have wets. 15 dry tyre choices. This is, you get 15 lots of super soft and soft, and maybe medium as well, depending on which one you go for. But you're only allowed 2 of them. So I believe there's 3 types of dry weather. There's super soft, there's soft, and then there's medium. And they pretty much do what they say on the tin. They get firmer with each one. You're only allowed to choose 2 out of those 3 types, and then out of those 2 types you're allowed 15 sets of tyres. Points for all drivers. Every team is rewarded, that's cool. Standard merit payments, that's also quite cool. 6-man pit stop crews. Cost of travelling to race weekends becomes cheaper by 15,000. Also, pit stop events will happen sequentially, leading to slower pit stops. What that means is if you bring both your cars in at the same time, only one can be pitted, the other one has to wait behind. So strategically speaking, you want to pit them a lap apart so that doesn't happen. 40 mile per hour pit lane, speed limit, 27 laps. Yep, that's all, again, bog standard stuff. It's down here where it really gets interesting. Real safety car, which means you're not allowed a virtual one, so there has to be a safety car out on the track. You can't just say that it's safety car conditions. Driver aids banned, so you're not allowed to use technological improvements that increase the impact of driver skill. I'm okay with that. We could always vote on that being changed. The real kicker is the spec wings. So you're not allowed to change your wings during the season, front wing or rear wing. They cannot be developed in-house. All teams use standard rear wings of performance level 150, same with the front wings. This lowers the annual cost of car development substantially. You are allowed to tweak the wing before races, but you have to use the same wing each time. There's no qualifying session. Grids are decided by reversing the drivers' championship standings, theoretically equalising the performances of the teams. So if you're leading the championship, you will start last on the grid. I'm fine with that as well. So I'm quite happy with this series. You see, it's pretty good. It's a good place to start. There's 10 races in the season. There's 10 teams. TV audience of 40 million. Prize fund 125 million. It's a good place to get started. You can get invited to join the higher tiers each and every time your team does well. So we're not limiting ourselves, which I didn't know when I set up my test series. And I really limited myself. Right. Team name and origin. We are going to be M4J Racing. We're going to be based in the UK. Our logo design is going to be something along the lines of this. I had a really cool one before. I think I had this one before, and I quite liked it. I believe you can change this during the game as well. Right, team livery. We're going to go with the smart shirt. It's going to be blue with red trim. Again, I believe these are colours I've used before. You can create your own colours on here, or you can use the index there. I don't think I need to do that. You can see my principal shirt is sort of the opposite of the driver's. The blue has to be the dominant colour as far as I'm concerned. Alright, primary colour is blue. Secondary colour is red. Tertiary colour, which is the third colour, is going to be white. And the trim colour is going to be black. And you end up with this really smart design here. Sponsor colours, light sponsor is going to be the red. And the dark sponsor is going to be the blue. Like that. Right, now for the actual livery design. I kind of like that one. Now, I don't want the white to be too prominent. If anything, I want the black to show more than the white. Oh, that's nice. You got a black wing, front and back. You've got the white stripe. And then the rest of it is as you'd expect. Okay, let's go with that. I believe that's everything done. Yes. I have finished editing my new team. Right, now this is the investment offer. So, if we go with root investments, we get 3-star chassis in the first season and a small starting financial package. If we go with Stonewall Bank, we get 40% team marketability and a medium starting financial package, but the pressure is higher. And if we go with Golden Tiger, we get a pre-built test track, a large starting financial package, but a huge amount of pressure. I'm tempted to go with the lower offer. This is good. The 40% team marketability is good. But the 3-star chassis, I'm focusing on the car for the first season. If we can get a competitive car, then we win money from winning races or placing well in races. So actually it cancels out. The pressure here is too much for me. I'm going low. You know me, I always go low. Now we're in the game. Now I have done the tutorial, as I've said, I know how to play the game. I haven't played in this series before, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same as the top series, but with less that you can actually develop on the car. Plus we haven't got a huge deal of money to develop cars anyway. This episode is probably going to end at the end of the first race. So it's going to be a long episode. Then after that it's pretty much going to be the week leading up to the race and then the race itself. So they're going to be a lot shorter. Right, saving the game, always good. I'm also going to do a hard save. This is my test career, you can see. I'm going to overwrite this one. Okay, so here we are. We've got two drivers. We've got Andre Gomez and we've got Faith Anthony. I'm sure I've had these two last time I started the game. Interesting. Both 2.5 star, which is actually pretty good. Chairman Happiness is good. Job secure. Team season objective, they're currently deciding. Okie dokie. So our first event is the Black Sea. And it's the 17th of March. We are currently on the 1st of March, so it's 16 days away. We've got a balance of 5 million. Let's have a look at our mail really quickly. The start of something great. Yep. Fine. Kurt Kruger is our chairman, getting things started. So it's Jack Hedger. So he's my assistant. Then we got targets. Okay, so here's where we think we're going to be at the end of the season. And depending on which one we choose, we get more or less money. First order of business is to lay down our targets for the year. The corresponding budget that you set will have to last you all year, so be careful with your spending. So this is our budget. This isn't even where we expect to finish. We need to build the team up completely from scratch. Frankly, we have temporary staff and drivers, no sponsors, a weak car, and a shoddy HQ. I'm going to go with the lower offer, just for that. I mean, you want more money to spend on developing your car and things, but also we don't have much to start with anyway, so it's less risk. Our drivers are awful, our designer is awful, our mechanics are awful. Fair enough. Let's start looking at designers, because that's going to be important. We want a good designer. We also want a cheap designer. So we've got this guy here. What is these... Is this potential, perhaps? I mean, what's our current designer? Let's start there. So yeah, our current lead designer is half a star. Anything is better than half a star. Let's be honest. I also kind of biased, but I do want to stay in the UK if I can. John O'Brien, he's young and he's good. He's not interested. I have a feeling this is going to be a common theme. GT Challenger Series, not interested. In fact, does it say whether they're interested? No. I kind of want them in the younger age range though. Aha, here we go. 2 and a bit star, European Racing Series. You're interested. Let's go. Right. Wages are fairly important to me, so we'll give you 48,000. You'd prefer a long contract. Good. Or maybe there. I prefer an even split. Okie dokie. You'd like a nice signing on fee. Of course you would. 150. Bonus size is quite important. But if we finish 10th or above, you will get 24,000. How's that? Sound good? Sent. Right, now we need a lead design. Now we need a race mechanic. Sorry, we've got a lead designer. Now we need a race mechanic. Same deal. We're going to go with low cost. And who have we got? Your GT Challenger. Now these guys are unattached, which means they will probably be interested. Yeah, you are interested. Wages are fairly important. Again, of course they are. You prefer a long contract, we'll offer you middle of the road. You want a nice signing on fee. Bonus size isn't very important. Well, you get a nice 12,000 then. Proposal sent. And if we go back, there's another one here. Not as good, but still better than what we've got. Start negotiations. Right, wages are important. You also want a long contract. You want a nice... Oh, you also want a nice bonus. How about that? And you want a nice signing on fee. There you go. Now drivers, you actually have to scout drivers. But I'm happy to do that as well. Yeah, it's not going to happen. We'll just do all. I think because we haven't scouted them. We're going to scout loads of young British drivers. Try and unearth the next best thing. So you've got the oldest here is 22. I mean, that's 2 years younger than me. That makes me feel old. I look at like Max Verstappen in F1. Oh, he makes me feel old. Isn't he 18 now? So I'm 6 years older than him. Might even be younger than that still. Okay, there we go. Right, now we want to go and have a look at our HQ. We can't really afford to do that much right now. I would like to improve our... Well, maybe not. So what new buildings can we have? Scouting facility. That would be quite nice. Or a forecasting centre or a staff centre. Or we can upgrade our existing buildings. That gives us access to a telemetry centre, test track, brakes, R&D facility, 50% tour centre, 50% helipad. Wind Tunnel Simulator Handling Development Center. I kind of want to go with the new building. This is the cheapest. It also takes just 12 weeks to build. Let's do it. It also allows us access to better drivers, which we're going to need. Let's put it that way. We are going to need better drivers. And finally, let's have a look at the car. So we want to improve parts. What's bad at the moment? That's bad. That gearbox. So we want to improve its reliability. That's the only one that's really on the bad side. Maybe you want to improve the brakes of this car as well. Performance-wise, that one definitely. Those brakes, probably this engine as well, because that's struggling. In terms of this, we'll try and do 50-50. 4 days after race, 39 days after race. And if I could do that 7 days before race, so that'll basically be completed today, which would be quite cool. Then we want to design new parts. Can't design new front wing or rear wing, already said that because they're spec. We do want to focus on things that are important, like engine, brakes, gearbox. They're the things that tend to break the most, if you pardon the pun. Gearbox. My gearbox nearly always goes wrong on my test game. So I'd like to improve the reliability. There's no risk of a rule break. There's a risk here of a rule break. Probably because of the acceleration that it gives you. But that, yeah, could do that. Build part. It's going to cost $1 million. We'll do it. Alright, we're improving parts. There's no new parts to fit, so we don't need to worry about that. At least there shouldn't be. No, there isn't. All originals. How boring. And I think that's everything up to now. I mean, our drivers aren't terrible. They could be worse. 2 stars isn't bad. Quite happy with that. Let's continue the game. So you see we get our contracts back. They come back and tell us if they're interested or not. Let's see what they say. Is Roberts going to retire? That's nothing to do with me, not interested. Okay, this guy wants us to go back to the negotiating table. Okay, he's not happy with the wages. He's also not happy with the signing on fee. We'll try that. And Gary Watson wants to go back. Again, wages. He's happy with everything else though. So I'm not unhappy about that. I'm looking forward to sacking these guys. Mary Buras, Neha Chatterjee and Elliot Rolton. Can't remember their names because eventually we're going to have to remember which ones to sack. Okay, we have the other guy come back. I'll accept the interview, why not? Well, you've certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points at all this season? There we go. Gives us some morale boost to the drivers there. Andre Gomez is seen by the fans as your top driver. Do you agree with that, or would you say Faith Anthony is better? Go middle of the road again, gives him another plus 5%. In the Motorsport season preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 10th in the team's championship. Is that accurate, or do you think you can do any better? Yeah, we'll go middle of the road. You've been a legendary engineer in the pit lane for years now. Are you expecting your background to give you any advantages on the pit wall? Yeah, marketability's gone up by 5%. That's good for attracting sponsors. Tom Woodbridge wants to go back to the table. Yep, again I didn't think he'd be very happy with his wages. He's also not very happy with his signing on fee. Or his bonus. Come on, man. You're not that good. In fact, you know what? Cancel. You're not that good at all. Go away. Is there a way I can just pull out of the deal? Tom Woodbridge. Retract offer. What was he? Let's check that again. Where is it? Male. I can't check again. I think he was a mechanic. Not a designer. He was a mechanic. Yeah, there he is. Let's go for someone a bit more experienced. If we can get Harriet Chelsea on board. Not interested. That's a shame. She's in the one above us at the moment, the Asia Pacific Super Cup. What is this guy? Sorry, this woman, Eve Harding. She is interested. Wages are important. We're going to have to give her a lot of money. Prefer a medium contract, even split. She'd like a nice signing on fee. Of course she would. That must be nice. Bonus size is quite important. With her, we're going to have to finish, I'd say, yeah, 7/10 of the field before she can get her nice bonus. I mean, we could be throwing money away on her, but then she's a really good mechanic. Right, the gearbox is finished. Now it's a question of who's going to get it. Let's have a look. So this is a rating of 4, but its reliability is poor. So I think Andre Gomez is our better driver, so I think he should get it. Yeah. And then we also want to improve it. We want to improve the reliability. Which one were we working on? Which one is now not assigned? Is there a way of checking that? Part quality. Alright, let's go back a second. So gearbox is the one with... I mean, that has 0 performance, but it's got a better reliability. No, forget that. Okay, so we want to get rid of the one that's got 0. Which is not that one. Let's take the brakes out for now as well. We want to stick that in. We want to go full reliability before the race. In terms of performance, probably want to rack these both in as well. Just to get a little bit more out of them before we go. But then I want to bias it that way. Okie dokie. Is it worth trying to sign some of these other drivers? This guy wants to retire, apparently. Will Baggs. Scout him. See how good he is. So we can just poach existing drivers. Performance work is finished. Report. Be 30 lap race. The lap length is 2.6 miles and the lap record is 1:21.3. There's likely to be some rain during the race. 40% chance of rain. Kind of need a forecasting centre as well. They want a telemetry centre. Can I build a forecasting centre at the same time? I can. It's going to cost me 6 million though. Oh, that's heavy. But that will be handy for future races. That's why that's important. And the gearbox build is finished, but we knew that already. Right, sponsors. We can get some sponsors. Slot 3. Which one's slot 3? Let's get slot 2 here first. Upfront payment 450,000, then they pay 85,000 per race for 4 races. Might as well accept that, it's easy money. Now this one, I imagine will be a little bit more complicated. There'll be some maths involved. So one wants to, well, they both want us to finish second or above, which is a little bit optimistic, let's say. This one gives us an upfront payment of 100,000 plus a bonus payment if we reach the target of 650,000. Or, and they also give us a plus a ×2 bonus when we race in Germany because they're a German team. Or these guys who are Russian, and I believe we're racing in Russia first. 0 upfront, 700,000 bonus. The deal is for 1 race less, but they want the same. I'm going to go with this one. Because we're actually racing in Russia first. Aha! And now you can see where the sponsors are. That's quite cool. Although I'm not sure red on red there was a good idea. Anyway, progress. Who's come back to us? Eve Harding's come back to us. She wants more wages. She's happy with everything else though. That's the maximum I can offer you, Eve. Hopefully you accept. He's rejected. Kieran Belkus. You're a lead designer. Okay. So I need a new lead designer again. Let's have a look. Designer. You're not going to have a 22-year-old designer, are you? This guy, though, he's quite young. Let's have a look. International GT. So this was the guy I was actually in negotiations with. Let's go one bracket higher up. Aha, Karina Ryder. You're unattached. And you're interested. Wages are important. Again, of course they are. You prefer a long contract. You'd like a nice signing on fee. Yikes, I'm not giving you that much. And your bonus size is important. Well, I think for you to get your bonus, we need to finish at least halfway up the field. And then we'll do that. We've also got some new sponsorship offers. You're the only one on offer, so we'll accept it. Same with this one. Get a nice 200,000 up front there. Money-wise, we're still doing okay. We started off with, was it 15 million? We're up to 10. We dropped down to 9 at one point. Alright, Gary has come back. Gary Watson has accepted. That's awesome. So let me remind myself of who you are. Why can't it remind me of who you are? You're a mechanic, aren't you? It doesn't tell me. Why doesn't it tell me? Here, it just says you're unemployed. It doesn't tell me what you are. But I'm assuming you're a mechanic because it's got relationship with driver. So we're going to sack... We're going to sign Watson. We're going to sack Rolton. There. Now you're a race mechanic. You're going to be with Andre for now because he is our better driver. It's biased, I know, and it's unfair, but it's how you have to do it, unfortunately. You're insulted. Well, you're out, aren't you? Belkus, you're out. So, retract your offer. Go away. So, Eve Harding and Karina Ryder. Actually, who are you again? Yeah, you're a mechanic. So when she comes in, I think we'll swap her over to Gomez. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, Watson has signed. Watson is Anthony's new race mechanic. Yep. And now we travel to the Black Sea. Although we've got some more stuff here. Scout report finished. Ellie Nightingale. How good are you, Miss Nightingale? You're okay, actually. You're not better than what we've got. It costs a lot to break your contract. You're currently a number 2. If I was to bring her in, it would be a reserve, and I don't think that would be very fair on her. So we'll leave that out for now. Well, yeah, you're 20. If I just scout all the young drivers, like under the age of 20, build up a good knowledge of what we've got some more sponsors on offer as well. 9th or above, 8th or above, you offer as bonus and up front. Well, that's a no-brainer then, isn't it? Wanchai Industries, you are now sponsoring the flanks of the car. Okay, we should be heading off to the Black Sea. Yes, we are. So now we choose which one of these we want to use. Now, this would be brilliant if we could finish 2nd or above, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think we're going to go with the low one to start with. And then part fitting. Neither of them are happy. There's not an awful lot I can do about that. What's the reliability of this now? 62. Might be a risk. I'll go with safe options for now. Yeah, I'll go with the safe options now, and we're going to head off to the practice session. Right, this is where we start getting into the nitty-gritty. This is where it gets real. The Black Sea GP, which is in Russia, so we should get that 2.5 times bonus, I believe. Or did we? No, I don't think we chose that one in the end. I can't remember now. Okay, practice. So this gives you a chance to send the drivers out. You get to know the car a little bit better. You get to know the driver a little bit better. They could pick up some rapport with their race mechanics. Obviously, we're going to go with the 1-2 of Gomez and Anthony. I mean, Ferreira's not a bad practice driver, so it's not terrible. Car setup. Okay, now here's where you start messing around with the dynamics of the car. So we can. He wants less downforce. So to get less downforce, you turn the wing up like that. He wants it sort of in that area. To get handling, you adjust the camber of the tyres. You kind of want to hit the mid spot of these. And then he wants a better speed balance. Okay, hang on. Let's put this back. Maybe the gear ratios. Ah, there we go. Gear ratios does it. So I think that's you set up quite well, Gomez. Tyre choice will put you on the softs. So you're set up. Now we've got to set up Faith. Now she wants the opposite. She wants high downforce with slight understeer, which you can get by stiffening the suspension, and she also wants a good speed balance. There we go. Tyre choice, same as. Okay. So that's their cars set up. Once you've done this, during practice you can change this, but during the race you can't. So you want to get it right from the get-go. So I've hit the middle point pretty much on all of these. There's a bit of a wide area here. It's a little bit smaller with Faith. So it sounds like she knows what she wants a little bit more. We have a little bit more knowledge with her as well. Right, we want to send out Gomez first with that setup that we had. We want to go 6 laps. Race trim. And we've set up with the right tyres. So we'll send him out. And we'll speed up time a little bit. Just when he gets to the end of the pit lane, we'll send out Faith. We'll send her out for 9 laps. Because I think we need... Actually no, we'll send her out for 6 laps still. Because she's got better knowledge. We should have done it the other way around really. We should have sent Gomez out for 9 laps because we need to get more knowledge off him. I have a feeling Gomez is our chance of getting points, most number of points. So really we want to be putting the bias towards him. We want to get as much knowledge as we can from him. He's got the best mechanic out of the two. He's also got the better setup. He likes his gear ratios, which is good news. Means he can shift better. Faith's just started her flying lap. She says the wing angle is a bit too aggressive, but it's within the range that she set. As long as she doesn't crash, we're okay. Gomez has just set a fastest sector, 1 and 2. So he's going for a fast lap. It will get beaten. He's the first car out on track. That does tend to happen. Fastest lap, 1:22. He needs more downforce through the corners. Okie dokie. Anthony's currently in 3rd. Well, there you go. They've both dropped now. For Anthony went faster than Gomez. Actually, I think that's a provisional one until their lap times are confirmed. Also, they haven't got that many laps worth of fuel, so I think we'll let them do one more lap each, and then we'll bring them in. Gomez likes his handling. Faith Anthony drops to 8th. Anthony drops to 7th. Gomez drops to 8th. Yeah, Anthony wants more acceleration. Where's Gomez? We'll let him cross the line and then we'll bring him in. Same with Anthony. We'll let her cross the line and then we'll bring her in. Right, let's focus on Gomez because he's going to come in first. So the tyre wear is something you need to keep an eye on, and the fuel is something you need to keep an eye on. We're allowed refueling, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Okay, so he wasn't happy with the downforce. He was really unhappy with the downforce. You can see these now are starting to get smaller. I think your downforce needs to be more up here. I think like that, maybe. Well, if we alter this a little bit as well, get the speed balance back. There we go. Stints. We'll send you out for 6 laps. That should see us through to the end of the session, and we'll change what tyres you're on. Right, just as Gomez goes out, Anthony comes in. His car's been reset and he's off and ready to go. She doesn't like the speed balance, she doesn't like the downforce. So again, we want a quick turnaround. Medium knowledge gained, that's always good. So the speed balance was poor. Does she want a faster car? The downforce, she said the angle of the wing was too aggressive. Which to me says it was because it was turned right up. But I think we can also do it, yeah, like that, and then give her a little bit more speed. We'll try you on that. We'll send you out for 3 laps and we'll change your tyres again. So Gomez, I'm pretty happy with how his car is set up. I think we can make a couple more tweaks just before the race. Anthony was less happy with her setup, so we want to really take a look at that and make sure that it's what she wants. We'll leave them on medium strategies. This is just about gaining knowledge now. It's not necessarily about gaining places. I have a feeling we're going to start from pretty much near the front of the grid because we're not going to... I didn't qualify anyway, but our times aren't that impressive. Race trim level 2 unlocked. That's quite cool. Super soft tyres level 2. That's also good. Gomez is a lot happier with the aero now. That's very good news. Anthony wants us to tone it down some more. It's hard to get hers in the green zone by completely fiddling with the aero though, because then the speed balance goes off kilter as well. Gomez is really happy with his gear ratios. That's good news. Anthony's 4 seconds off first place, and Gomez is behind her. She's liking the handling though. Funny. Well, we've checkered flagged. Practice session is finished. Gerard has qualified top, or got the fastest time. I've got to stop saying qualifying because there is no qualifying. Got the fastest time. We are 1.94 and 1.95 seconds behind. Within a second isn't terrible though. Although I don't think it was a second, I think it was a minute. Yeah, I think that's a... actually, is it? I don't know. Mind you, these are the best times. These aren't the times that they were actually posting. So middle of the field. That's not terrible actually. I'm quite happy with that. If we finish middle of the pack in the actual race, I'd be very happy with that. Jean-Pierre Herard is rubbish, but he's fastest, so I don't know where you got that from. Practice is often where races are won or lost. Looks like Jarre is driving well this weekend. Yeah. Alright, now for the actual race. They're lined up on the grid. It's tense. It's very tense. We want to do well in this race. It's all about strategy. We've got to make sure we have the right strategy. Okay, now here's where we add knowledge. This is quite easy. We just add these two. Same with faith. Okay. Car setup. Still not happy with his downforce. So I want to use that setup. Now, did you tell me how you're not happy with the downforce? I think he said the error was wrong, but he didn't say how. Handling and speed was perfect. So I want to try and keep that. We'll try that. Tyre choice. Yep, fresh tyres. Fuel option. I want to take out... How long's the race? 30 laps. So if I add 11 laps, bring him in with 2 laps to go, put another 9 in maybe, up to 11 again. Because if we refuel twice then we have enough for 33 laps. 1 lap of fuel is equal to 0.154 seconds per lap. I think we're going to do that. And we'll confirm. Now Faith is going to be a lot harder to set up. She's not happy with anything. She's not happy with the downforce. I think she needs to go towards the lower end of downforce. I think she needs that, and I think she needs that. Tyre choice, go safe, and again with the fuel we'll go with 1 lap less. Confirm. And now for the strategies. I think you need to go a little bit more push and a little bit more high. Both of you. Because we can always bring you in for new tyres and to refuel. Let's do it. Start the race. So we are middle of the grid, I believe. 10th and 11th, I think it was. Or 11th and 12th. Where are we? There's one. There's Anthony. She's starting 11th. Where's Gomez? Is he near the back? Oh dear, Gomez. 18th. Oh my days. Championship position third. Ah, that's why. Championship position third. So he starts third from the back. Clever. Not quite sure how they put him as third in the championship, but there you go. We'll ride on board with Gomez for the first bit of the race and see how he gets on. So sponsor objective is there. Currently, I mean, Gomez has already got an overtake, which is quite... Oh, he's lost it again. Oh, there you go. He's starting to claw some places. He gets them and then he loses them again. Faith's oh, she jumped up to 8th then and then dropped down to 13th. He's not happy with losing his place to Tang. Anthony's dropped to 15th. Now 16th. Gomez has dropped back to 18th. Anthony's dropped 5 places since the start of the race. Not impressed. Gomez has now dropped a place. What's going on? Do I want to put the safety car out? No, I do not. Not on the second lap. I've noticed this a lot. I've watched a few other people play this game. There's always a crash on the second lap of the first race. Is that just to introduce you to the idea of pitting during the safety car? Why did we stop there as well? That's weird. Well, no overtaking at the moment. It means the drivers can get to grips with the car a little bit more. Tyre temperature's looking good. We are wasting fuel though, because we're technically non-competing at the moment, but obviously fuel still burns. There's 1 lap of the safety car left, and we're still coming to a stop. That's frustrating. Who crashed? Valdez crashed. Okay. Well, we can't finish last at least, unless we crash. But even then, I think we finish above him because it's done in an order that you crashed in. Come on, game. Bring in the safety car. Should be coming in one more lap. Cross the start-finish line. There you go. Now it's the in-lap for the safety car, which does mean we actually need a whole other lap still before we can start racing again, which is quite frustrating. Because I believe the safety car garage is within the pit lane. So we just need to wait and see what happens when the safety car goes in. The cars are very bunched together, so I'm hoping that Anthony or Gomez can get the pedal down and actually start getting some overtakes. So we're on lap 4 now. Got 7 laps left. So we are going to do the 11 laps. I think I'm going to call Gomez in first with maybe 3 laps left, and then Anthony in with 2 laps left. And that should stagger them enough. Okay, we're racing again. And Anthony's already dropped a place. Gomez is back where he was before. We just don't have any oomph in the car right now. I mean, Gomez is attempting to overtake his teammate. There we go. I'm really tempted to put Gomez on attack. Try and get some places back. I think Anthony's pretty much out of it at the moment. She's our conservative driver. If anything happens to Gomez, then we'll start pushing her. He's gaining. He's gaining on the leader. Not by much, but he is gaining. Or is that compared to his previous... That might be compared to his previous lap, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, he's 17 seconds behind. That is slow. Alright, in terms of fuel, he is burning fuel faster, so we are going to pit him earlier. He's worried about churning through the tyres. I said we'd call him in when he's down to 3 laps. That will roughly be when the tyres start to go as well. The third of the race is 10 laps. Might leave him out for a little bit longer actually, because Anthony's on a less aggressive strategy. Oh, he's just locked up as well, which isn't good. He is kind of keeping up. There you go, he's got some overtakes. Good man. Just in time to pit. Might leave him out for an extra lap then, although his tyres are shredded. Yeah, I'm going to pit. I'm going to pit Gomez now. So we're going to change your tyres. That's 6 seconds. Fuel options, we're definitely going to add fuel. This is where it's going to start costing us. So we want to put you up to there. Park condition. Everything's looking good. The engine might need a bit of refurbishment a little bit later on. Should we go for the risk? 2 seconds, it's not worth it. We'll exit behind Orele Dembele. Estimated position after pit stop. Go. And then if we ride on board with Anthony, she's not far behind. As soon as Gomez goes into pit and she crosses the start-finish line, we'll call her in. Right. She wants to pit now as well. So, fresh tyres. Fuel. We'll take you right up to there. Park condition. You're looking a lot better because you're not pushing as hard. And we'll go for the balanced. Right, Gomez. Good pit stop. Good pit stop. Good. That puts us back competitive when we come back out on track. And the 2 cars behind us pitted anyway. Awesome. So we've pitted early, which means that when the other cars start to pit, we can catch right up to them again, which is very, very good for our strategy. We're going to keep with the strategy that we had before, because it was starting to pay dividends when we actually went in and pitted. Faith's now in the pits. Good pit stop on the fuel. Good pit stop on the tyres. Well played. Good job, team. Gomez is now caught up with the pack. It's pretty much all the cars in front of us now, bar the middle section, 4th to 8th. Everyone's pitted. Alright, we're getting blue flagged because 19th is obviously behind us. So we just lapped 19th place. They must have a really bad car. Really bad car. Okay, we're on lap 11. I'm going to ramp the speed up a little bit more, because there's loads of sitting watching now. 19 laps to go. Oh yeah, your tyres are really high. We'll go for push instead. We don't want to blow your tyres. Gomez is now up to 12th. Maybe I'll turn it down a little bit more. Come on, cool your tyres down. I think they wear quicker if they're hot as well. We don't want that. But he is pushing up the grid now. He's up in 12th, which is more than what we need to get the sponsor's objective. So overall, this is good. 17 laps remaining. He's got 5.3 laps of fuel. So we'll leave him out for a couple more laps and then we'll bring him in. I think his tyres are going to go again before his fuel. Oh, maybe not actually. Maybe not. Halfway through the race. Anthony's still in 17th. I think she needs a boost. Go for overtake. Jump back to Gomez. Now, I kind of want to pit a little bit later than this, so we're going to turn this down. Maybe wait until we're right at the edge. I might have messed up the strategy a little bit with the fuel. Though we're up to 10th now. Other cars are starting to pit. Okay, we might be alright then. I'll leave him out for one more lap after this one. Or maybe not, you've just been completely bullied there. New tyres. Hell of a lot of new fuel. Part condition, I think we need to fix your engine. Do we need to do that? No. And then strategy when you come out, yeah, keep that. And then for this we'll go back up to attack and overtake, because that was doing well for us. Now Faith, we're going to let her go past the pit. And then we're going to pit you as well. So we're going to give you the maximum allowed fuel, part condition. She's still good actually. Yeah, she's still good. Right, Gomez. He's got new everything. They did a good stop there actually. Pleased with that. Well done, team. Engine feels better already. That's because we refurbed it for you, buddy. Now it's back to the chasing pack. He's actually right behind First right now. Don't read too much into that. First is also just pitted. We're catching up with 16th. It's just unfortunate that 17th is catching up with 16th. So Faith is catching up with 16th. It's just unfortunate that 16th is Gomez. Gomez is quite a long way behind 15th, but pushing. That's the key thing. He is pushing. We are still going to have to stop one more time with Gomez. Anthony, we might be okay. They've both just overtaken there. That must be because of pitting again. 14th directly in front of us. That's our objective right there in front of us. Gomez is going through his tyres like a fat guy goes through hot dogs. That's funny. Put you back to neutral on tyres. We need to get 14th at least. That is our objective. They're not going to be very happy if we don't make 14th. We don't want to alienate a sponsor in the very first race now, do we? Come on, Gomez. Push, push, push. Yes, 14th. Now you've got to pull away from him. Try and catch 13th if you can. He's not far away. In fact, we are gaining, I believe. Gomez does still need to pit at least once more. Hopefully only once more. You can see he's not very aggressive unless you tell him to be. So you have to burn more fuel in order to keep the place that he's built up. Is it how late do I leave it? Tyre wear is good. If I leave him to just have a couple more laps of fuel, maybe even one more lap of fuel, then bring him in, he's going to come out with a very light car. That might work in our favour, especially if he ends up having to chase people. Yeah, I'm going to let you finish this lap, Gomez, and then I'm going to bring you in. Alright, we're going to bring him in. New tyres, because he needs them. 6 laps remaining after pit stop. Really? That's not as good as I thought then. Oh, and his gearbox is starting to go. We're going to have to take the risk. Anthony, meanwhile, she's going to have to come in after this lap as well. Yeah, let's make you go easy on the tyres. She's starting to drop places as well. Right, Gomez comes in. Anthony continues round, and then she's going to come in. Okay, park condition. I think we need to fix your engine. And we're going to risk it with you as well. Gomez, good pit stop so far. Fix the engine. Oh, they made a mistake. That's where the risk was. That's where the risk was. I think he's only dropped a place though. He's being blue flagged at the moment because third's right behind him. Alright, Faith's in. They made a mistake on refueling. Tyres they did okay. And they fixed the engine nicely. Alright then. You're 14th. We're going to go a little bit easier on the fuel burn. See us through to the end of the race. Anthony's 13th. So we're both above the objective. Good news. Very good news. Just checking the temp of my PC. It's blowing cool air at me at the moment, so it's not blowing cold air, that'd be a bit weird. It's blowing cool air at me, which is good news. I hope. Right, Gomez is currently behind Anthony. That's quite funny. 12th has retired. Surely 12th should then be behind us. There we go. 12th and 13th now. Anthony's continuously being blue flagged because she's toing and froing with third place. Interesting. We're right near the end of the race now. If I just go all out for the last couple of laps, this is the in lap. Final lap, 12th and 13th. Can I get Gomez above Anthony? Team strategy here. Sabotage. Actually, no. I don't want to be accused of favouritism. Keep him out. Is that 11th? No, I don't think it was. 12th and 13th. Could have been worse. Gomez claimed 5 places. Anthony dropped 1 or 2. So overall, pretty happy. I did mess up with the strategy a little bit, although I'm looking at the other teams. There aren't many. There's only 1, 2 drivers that only stopped twice. One driver stopped 4 times. So actually, I think we did okay. I think I might have got that spot on. We finished about where we wanted to. We finished above the sponsor's objective, which is good. One thing to take note of is the tyres that other teams use. So we got 8 laps, 8 laps. We got 9 laps, 8 laps. They got 8 there. 9, 9, 8, 8. So we did okay there. Second lot, 8, 8. We had a 7. We had a 7. We had a 7. More 8s, and then a 4 and a 5. Now we were expecting rain. There was no rain. So intermediates and wets we didn't have to use. And here are the compounds. I missed out ultra soft and hard. But super soft, soft and medium. There you go. Alright, checking the cars. We haven't broken any rules, so we don't need to worry. No rules broken. There we go, 12th and 13th. 5 places, 1 place. Pretty much as I said, points. They all score points, so we get 9 and 8. That means in total 9 and 8, 11 and 12 behind the leader. And in terms of team, we're 7th, which is pretty good. Pretty good. We're miles ahead of 10th. That's the main thing. And we're just over half of first, which is also quite good, I suppose. Maybe Sergio Valdez should consider delivering pizza as a career move. He crashed. Can't call him slow when he crashed. Right. That's the end of the race, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I would like to try and at least do a full season of this game. Before deciding whether to continue to do a second season. Even if I don't do a second season on camera, I like playing this game. So I was getting a little bit bored of the other test game that I was doing, but I know now because I was in the higher... Starting a team from scratch and then being in the higher of the tiers was never a good idea. So you live and you learn, don't you? Right, morale plus 20% for both. Nothing improved here. Plus 7 for the relationship, plus 5 with the relationship, which is good. This guy went down all the way. That's because he's the reserve. The chairman is happy. Plus 24% happiness, plus 1% marketability. So we're up to 25% marketability, which is pretty good. The race did cost us. We're not in the money yet. We will be in the future, though. What's this? Oh, it's the standings. So... These aren't any of our drivers. Oh, this is the World Motorsport Championship. We don't care about them. Right, Asia Pacific. There we go. They're racing in Singapore. And then here's us. Not bad. Autosave. There we go. Now, mail-wise, I think those 2 contracts are coming through as well, so we'll have a look there too. We'll check out the car condition. We would like to get the car up. You can edit delivery, that's cool. We would like to get the car back up to good condition. Well, we'd like to design a new part as well. So actually, we have got one good gearbox. We got one average gearbox. Let's get a good gearbox. So I think I can do that. Reliability plus 15, acceleration plus 40 during qualifying. Oh, we don't have qualifying. Acceleration plus 40, reliability minus 20, or just acceleration plus 30. Might go with that. No risk of rule break. The reliability and the acceleration. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to build the part. It's going to cost a lot, 1.1 million. But it should be ready for the next race. And then we can start chucking it on the car. Now, in terms of this, Gomez, we want to give him the new gearbox now, because it's good quality. So, Gomez, new gearbox. Anthony gets the other gearbox, which again is still pretty good, 61%. So we'll do that. I think that worked. I'll give an interview quickly. You attempted a quick pit stop for Gomez during the last race, but it resulted in a mistake. Your very own chairman criticised the move, saying that motorsport isn't a place for gambling. He's right. Yeah, guess it's that. Finish interview. Right, contract renegotiation. Karina Ryder, she wants a renegotiation. She wants more wages. She also wants a bigger signing on fee. We'll try that. Contract offer accepted. Eve Harding. Awesome. We get to sign Harding. So she is a race mechanic, isn't she? So we'll get rid of that. There we go. So Eve Harding now works with Gomez. Gary Watson now works with Anthony. Good. Now we just need to replace Boras. Right, back to the car. Okay, they are working on improving the parts. So we can't do that right now. Oh, I know why. Because after a race, they refurb the car to get it back up to standard, and then they go again. Contract signed. Harding to be Anthony's new mechanic. There we go. Car repair finished. So now we can start looking at the car again. So we want to get the reliability of the gearbox and the engine up, because the engine sort of failed on us. Well, not failed on us, but it didn't do very good. Now that one we can take out. I'm going to stick that in. It's that engine that I want to improve. Huh. Okay. So I want that to improve. Both gearboxes are currently in the state of being improved, so I might just leave that where it is. And finally we have one more sponsor, which we're going to add to the car. Alright then guys, that ends it for this episode. Long one, an hour. The rest won't be as long as this, because it'll just be build up to a race, and then that'll be it. Maybe a couple of other things tacked on. But let me know what you guys think about this series. I want to get some conversation going in the comments about motorsport in general. You know, F1, NASCAR, whatever it might be. Personally, I'm only really interested in F1, but I'm more than happy to have a look at what other people are saying about other sports. Because, you know, I am an open book when it comes to things like that. But yeah, that is the end of this episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you enjoyed the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.